Hey guys, welcome back to the Engineered Angler. It's an early Saturday morning and I'm out here next to Alumina, my forever project. The paint has finally dried. It's dirty and full of sand from all the rain, but it really is a pretty color and it came out pretty nice, I have to say. I'm really happy with it once I get it cleaned up and get the other stains on the aluminum off with a little bit of a light sanding. I think she's gonna look really nice when she's done. But let me walk you through what I've done so far from the back. I've got these compartments here in the rear quarters basically ready for foam. Here you see this hose right here is a 2-inch hose for a deck drain. There's one on the other corner over there. I'm using these flexible hoses that really are for bilge pumps and stuff. I'm using them for conduit, and I'm actually gonna use it to run my bilge out water here through the bulkhead, through the actual side of the boat actually. And this way, if it ever has a problem, I can replace it and I can foam all this in. This is going to be a conduit for my anchor light wiring, which ends up in the battery compartment here. All this will get poured with foam and these guys will just be stubbed out in the deck. This other quadrant is ready to go too. It's got some insulation there, and then I've got to finish pouring it with foam, clean it out a little bit, got a lot of crap in it. And then here is the switch panel. It's covered in dust and everything, but I've got it set up so it lifts out and so that you can service all the wiring and all those fuses underneath it. And of course it's going to have a hatch that opens and closes and seals it off. This should be a dry compartment when I'm all done. It does have like a drain channel in it that drains just to a wide open spot in the back, because all that is open sort of bilge. In the cockpit, I've got my cockpit zones all set up. This is ready to be filled with foam. This is a channel for drainage. There'll be a drain right here in the deck, so that everything that flows onto the deck will drain down, and it drains down to the center, and this stays open. This is all drainage. Here's my conduit going up. This is water, that's electrical, and then the other side's exactly the same. Here's the big cooler slash live well. It ended up being really big, but I guess I got a little bit carried away. I've got my water level drain that I made out of PVC. Here's my filler. It'll end up being foamed in all on the sides and on the sides back here, so that it'll be insulated. This will all be foamed in. I've got the heavy wires started to get run, and here's my water stub out. This is water coming from the bilge where I have a through hole at the very bottom that I'm going to tap to, and this is where I'm going to draw water out to get my live well water, and it'll run it into here. The pump will be here, and then I'll also have an electrical bus bar to connect all the grounds and everything. There'll be lights in every compartment, and should be pretty cool. Here I have my 2 dry compartments. This is where I'm going to keep like tackle and things I don't want wet, and I've got the drainage set up for it. So that's what the drainage is going to look like. You can see it stabbed in over here, and the 4 coming down from the gutter, and then you can see they're also drained at the bottom. The nice thing about this system is that it drains everything. It won't leave anything in there if anything gets in there. And the boxes will actually drain down into the main channel for drain motor. And here is the drainage system that will also runs right down into the center part. And this is covered up because this will all be filled with foam. This will be the main area of flotation, and this foam will support these boxes as well. It's actually structural, or will be once it's filled with foam. It's meant to take a vertical compression load and should support this area really well. This is where my seat's gonna go, so there's going to be a lot of load here. Of course, I'll be walking up here a lot because this is the front deck. This is where I'm going to be fishing out of. One other thing I've done is I've cut the steel plate that I'm going to use to reinforce the forward deck underneath the actual seat pedestal, which will be right there, and that'll kind of pull all these structural members together. Since this will be riveted in, I'm going to add additional struts. I do not want a deck that flexes and allows me to sit on here and lean if I want to, and nothing's going to warp. And I've run the same kind of conduit, this flex hose all the way up, and here this is for the trolling motor. Got this drained, and you can see the big 2-inch hose down there that drains this. It will what will be an anchor locker, but will also contain some wiring. I want to be able to hose this out really well, so it's got a big drain. And then up here, this is all going to be foam when I fill it in. So I hope that satisfies a lot of you, a lot of curiosity. I'm getting a lot of comments asking when I'm going to go ahead and post another video on it. I do have a lot of footage of building this, and I may do a final one at the very end where I do a montage of building techniques with some overdubbing. But in the meantime, let's go inside. I'll show you the next lure I'm going to build. Alright, so my next lure is going to be a stick bait based on this sardine shape, and I plan to make it pretty big. It's going to be about 6 inches long. And the idea is to have a stick bait that has a slightly floating action, so it stays on the surface, but when you twitch it, it goes under a couple of feet and gives you a nice glide action. So it looks kind of like a bait fish struggling to get down off the surface. And so to do that, I'm going to include my tie-eye up above the center of the lure, the center line of the lure. And then I'll weight it so it'll be balanced, and it should just set pretty level on the top of the water. And I'm going to stick to just 2 hook eyes, the tail and the forward belly eye pretty far forward. And I'm not going to build it out of wood. I plan to use a little bit of a new material for me, and I'll let you know what that is in the video. So thanks for watching. Sorry that I don't have a full video this time. I have one more announcement though for you. I plan to go ahead and continue to post videos weekly, but I'm going to start posting on Sundays because as I look at the analytics in YouTube, all their data, it shows that you guys, most of my viewers, are most readily available on Sundays. So I'm posting this stuff for you guys. This is not a big channel, so we've got a small community with lots of good questions, and I'm happy with that. So until next time, thanks for watching, and subscribe if you haven't, and give me a thumbs up. It helps build the channel. I gotta get back to working on that aluminum boat.